Don't forget to subscribe.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school.
Literally individually, and their abilities and their qualities and their potential outcomes were seemingly then overlooked in this process, and instead we got this rather, as has been described, blunt instrument coming at the results from the opposite direction, and we were left with this chaos over the last few days. Is that a fair assessment of what's happened?
I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that they were entirely, the teachers' professional judgments were entirely overlooked, because of course they were asked to sort of to rank their students, and you know, evidence suggests that teachers are reasonably good at doing this. The problem was the sort of the application of the historical data. So essentially the sort of ghosts of former students were determining the grades of the students for 2020, so they never really got a chance to prove themselves. So it was the application of sort of historical results and also a very, very rigid application of the statistical model. I mean, schools knew that past data was going to be used, but what they didn't really know, because the we didn't know exactly how the standardized model was going to work until this last week. What they didn't know was just how rigid it was going to be. So, you know, the algorithm dictated that if one student 3 years ago got a D grade, well, somebody on Thursday needed to get a D grade, even if actually the likelihood was only 0.6% D grade. It still needed to be sort of rounded down, and that just feels fundamentally unfair. And you know, I mean, the other thing, of course, is, you know, the Secretary of State said proudly that 96% of the grades awarded were either those given by the centre or within one grade. But of course, in the way our university system works, one grade down from your university offer can easily be a cliff edge. Is the difference between getting in and not.
As we have seen so many students.
I'm not sure that's necessarily anything to be proud about.
Well, this is my next question, because obviously, whilst we're picking over the chaos of the last few days, where do you think the blame lies for us being here at all?
Look, it's a really difficult situation. I mean, nobody wanted to be in a world pandemic. Nobody wanted. I mean, I don't think teachers or students wanted the exams to be cancelled. My students certainly wanted to sit the exams, and I'm sure that Ofqual didn't want to have to try and design an impossible system. I think it would have been very, very difficult to get a really perfect system. But I'm glad that what we've now got is a system